Hello again, Eric. I still love you.
Love
Jennifer,
you
I still love
too.
you. And we just got to talking about the possible deleterious and positive effects of the 5G network coming around the corner. But now we are going to talk about something totally different, and that is the entitled rich. You know, in the news, there's at least two mothers who pretty much bribed people, college officials, or into getting their kids accepted into the university. Like, really? I mean, is that really fair? The people that should have gotten in their place, that didn't spend money and fake SAT scores and fake, you know, have water polo, whatever pictures made up of. I don't know. So tell me, just in general, Eric, what you thinking about that?
So, what he's saying is that there's actually different reasons that people behave this way.
Yeah.
That sometimes people really just are like feeling entitled, like, well, I just deserve this because of who I am. Like, so, if I can get this done, why wouldn't I? But that he says actually sometimes it comes from a self-esteem problem. Um, so that people who have this feeling, they need the approval of others, whether it be their own accomplishments or their children in this case. They
Mhm.
need others to think, oh wow, that's so great, that's so wonderful, they're so happy. It's like a house of cards.
Oh
It's a
gosh.
house of cards. It's an illusion that they need, that they cling to, that they
Yeah.
cling to. um, and in this instance, um, and this happens in life. One of the biggest tragedies here is that the children were prevented from learning lessons that they needed to learn,
Yeah. That's too
um,
bad.
by their parents
Yeah. That's a
doing what
shame.
they've
And
done.
it's pretty much you.
And that happens.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Froze a
Yeah.
little bit. But yeah, I mean, you're pretty much telling your kid you don't have faith in them. They suck, and I got to help your ass. You know?
Yes. Yes. And or yeah, that you can do this, or if you don't want to go to college, then you can
Yeah.
do something else. That it's not, life doesn't have to look a specific way.
Yeah.
You go to high school, you go to college, it doesn't have to be that way. And a lot of people aren't that way. But if you don't let your kids be individuals, you're really hurting them. And in one of these instances in particular, um, what he's saying is, one was a self-esteem issue and the other one was more of a, just like, well, why can't I just do this? I mean,
Which one was which? I can't remember. I'm looking it up.
Lori Loughlin
Yeah,
is one
Lori.
of them.
Okay,
and
that's what I
and
was
what
looking
what
for.
Erik is saying is that is a self-esteem issue.
So she says,
The
well, oh,
needing the approval of everybody else, the needing the
yeah.
praise of everybody else. And I cannot remember the other woman's
Oh,
name.
Felicity Huffman.
Yes, but that he like in this situation, that was more of a, well, if I can get an edge up, why wouldn't I? We have the money. It wasn't really about, oh, I have to look a certain way and things have to look a
Okay.
certain way. It was, um, whatever guilt, innocence, whatever there. In this instance, she really didn't think she was doing anything that wrong.
Oh
She just
God.
felt like, well, people do this all the time. This happens all the time. So if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it anyways. So why
But
not?
did she feel like her kid could not get in on her own?
Well, like the SAT scores wouldn't have been. I believe that was the SA. The one I'm talking about and
Okay.
focus on is the SA. She
Yeah.
paid to have the SAT scores
Hacked or something. Oh,
manipulated. But
yeah.
yes, no, and quite frankly, the child would not have done that well on the SATs. But if you don't allow your kids to try and fail, and
Yeah.
yes,
The biggest lessons come from failure, not
yes.
not from success.
It does not do people any justice if you prevent them from learning lessons, and that's what was going on here.
Um, do you think that Felicity Huffman, for example, she felt entitled because of her fame?
Yeah, well,
She feels
yes.
like she's special because she's
Yes.
well known.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. She's well known. She had the money. And again, in that instance, what Erik is saying is that she felt like other people were doing this all the time, and it was just part of how it kind of worked. Like a backdoor deal, like nobody really talks about it, but it happens all the time.
Yeah, but I don't understand why would a person say, "Well, I'm famous, so I deserve more than everybody else"? What's behind that mentality?
It's the money. It's the money.
So,
It's yes, people love me, people adore me, and I have the money to do what I want to do.
and so people adore me, so they'll be okay with me
Yes.
trying to get a
Yes.
leg up from my kid.
Yes.
Ugh, that is just disgusting. How are they feeling now?
Well, scared.
Yeah.
Scared. And Erik is saying in both of these situations, neither one of them felt like they were really doing something wrong when
Do
they
they
were doing it.
now? Do they?
No. The SAT
Neither.
one, that one, yes, but with Lori Loughlin, there's still a denial here for
Okay,
her.
so she's not as yeah, she's not as remorseful, or
No.
maybe she's not remorseful at all.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
know the case too well, but I think Felicity made a statement of remorse, a public statement of remorse. But I don't
Yeah.
think what's her other face, Lori,
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah.
how are the kids doing?
Well,
I mean, do they know? In each case, the
yes.
kids knew what was going on.
No, no. He said no, not prior to. Now, of course, they do.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Um, there is anger, there's disappointment, there's fear.
Shame.
Yeah, yes. Yes, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
And
especially kids that age. Are you kidding me? My
yes,
kids are still embarrassed about me all the time. They
yeah.
say, at junior high, I said, Mom, can you drop us off like a couple of blocks? You know?
Yes. Yeah, but see, this, like what Erik is saying, is that for the kids, they are embarrassed, and rightfully so. It is an embarrassing situation. Everybody knows your business. But there is an opportunity for all of these children to learn and to
Good.
grow from this.
Mm,
And this, is a wonderful opportunity to kind of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, stand on your own 2 feet. But whether or not that will happen is really the children's free will.
yeah. All right. So if, in the case of the self-esteem one, Lori, whatever, if she wasn't rich, but somebody offered it to her, she would probably still do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but but in the case of the I'm entitled, um, no, I mean, if Felicity Huffman didn't have two nickels to rub together, she probably wouldn't, would she?
No, she wouldn't have.
Yeah, because
No.
she doesn't have to
It's,
protect her self-esteem. But
yeah, there's a lot less involved in that decision. Energetically speaking, there's a lot less involved in her decision to do it than there was Lori Loughlin's
yeah,
decision.
oh, I bet, because self-esteem,
Yeah.
that's a sticky wicket. So
Yes.
the kids must have felt insulted by their parents. Like, wow, you think I'm stupid? I'm not good enough for you. You don't approve of me. Oh, wow.
There is definitely that there is definitely some of that there, but it really feels more about the embarrassment and
Yeah.
the getting caught
Yeah.
of it.
Mm.
Um, More so, that's more of the issue about, hey, you got caught doing
Yeah.
it,
Oh,
than,
God.
because at this point you're raising your kids to um, think that they're going to get everything that they want,
Oh, yeah.
or get things even if they don't want that. It's like,
Oh,
nope,
yeah. In
this.
this case, yeah, exactly.
Yes. So,
How is the
um,
relationship now between the kid and the parent in each of these two cases?
well, there's a lot of anger. I mean, this is something that could carry anger throughout, throughout a lifetime if they don't work on it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Which one is the worst of the relationships? The one with Felicity or the one with Lori?
No, Lori.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of resentment there.
Mm,
That's gonna take a lot to move beyond,
yeah. So what
especially if
has
there ends up being
prison time? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So how are the self-esteems of these two people, these two kids now? How has it affected their self-esteem significantly?
Um, okay, so it has the potential. It's funny. This is it depends on what they do because what Erik is saying is that this does have the potential to affect their self-esteem long term, but that's something that needs more time.
Yeah, of course.
Because right now they're still kind of in the anger and the, you know, messed upness of it.
Yeah.
But yes, it does have the potential to years from now, be like, oh, my mom never believed in me, and you
Yeah.
know, seek
Oh.
that validation elsewhere and that kind of thing. But that's going to take some time.
Did the husbands know? I didn't even know if Lori was married, but did the partners know what was going on?
Um, so what Erik is saying is in both of these cases, the mothers were kind of the
Ringleaders?
yes,
Mm.
yes, but yeah, they knew.
Oh, gosh. All right. So, what should these mothers do to salvage the relationship with these children?
Look at themselves, look at their behavior, look at why they did what they did. What was the reason behind why they made that decision? Truly ask themselves, because it goes a lot deeper than, oh well, you got to do everything you can to give your kids, the best start, and that's a bunch of bullshit, is what Erik said. This is not
Yeah, that's
about the
probably
kids.
that was probably a huge
Yeah,
justification. I'm an
that was
awesome mother because I am doing
yes,
everything I can
yeah,
to ensure my kids' success and happiness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither one of these decisions were made based on what was actually best for the children. There's more to it than that.
Wow.
You know,
But
I mean,
I know with Lori it was self-esteem, right? But in Felicity's case, why did she do it?
it just she really just didn't think there was anything wrong with it. She thought this is kind of how it works. You've got to,
Yeah.
if you can get a leg up, you get the leg up. If I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Yeah, but
So
if it wasn't to
it's like
help
that.
her, if it wasn't to help her child, then why? What was her motivation?
Oh no, well, it was to help her child, but uh, again about looks
Oh, okay.
and
Status.
how status, looks, yeah, how other people think of me. Well, my friend's kid got whatever on the SATs, and
Yeah. Oh,
it's
God.
all a facade. It's all
Oh,
phony.
it's
It's
so
very
fake.
phony.
How could that bolster you?
Yes.
All right. So, um, anything else these mothers can do? Obviously, maybe family therapy and and things like that. But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
should
Family
stay to the
therapy.
child, or anything else.
Well, no, that's a good start. Therapy, taking a good hard look at yourself. Um, and, also he said, look at the people around you, look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And if you have friends, and he like puts friends like this, if you have friends that wouldn't like you anymore because your kid didn't go to college, then
They're
like,
not your friends.
what are you doing? Like, that doesn't matter. But I guess in that world, everything is based on what do you have, what accomplishments have you reached. You don't have to stay in that and stick. You can still have
No.
wealth and success without having the need to feed on others' praise.
And to compromise your integrity. I mean,
Hmm.
really, is that what your integrity is worth? So, I mean,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
would lose friends. I wouldn't want my friend to cheat the kid's
yes,
way into when my kids had to do it the real way, the hard way, I don't know, the honest way.
yes.
So, what should these?
Well, and he says, Eric's Erik says this goes on all the time. By the way, he said most colleges and major universities, stuff like this is happening.
Wow.
It's been going on for years. And he said there's going to be more of it coming out as we go on.
Good. Just like the Me Too movement.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about doing something like this,
No, man,
I
do
would
not.
definitely not do it.
All right, so one more question. It's like there's a valuable lesson in this for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, and what what can they do to turn this into something good? But so first of all, what's the lesson?
Oh, okay, so there's stuff to learn here, lessons to learn here about independence, about strength, about overcoming, overcoming issues and problems. Most of us get to deal with our issues and problems pretty quietly. This is right out there in the public, so there is definitely that if you overcome it and use it to your advantage, use it as a strength to grow from. There's all kinds of stuff that could be learned from here. Self-worth, but lessons are funny because when we have what Erik is saying is that when we have something happen that seems like a negative thing, that seems very challenging and difficult, there's not just one lesson to learn from any of it. It's just, what do you choose to focus on and what do you choose to get out of it? Now, if you choose to get out of it that, people are crappy and people are mean, well, then you go forward being...
suck. Yeah.
Yes.
Embarrass
me. Forward and, being a victim and, this kind of thing. That is also a lesson. It's not necessarily a positive one.
Yeah. But okay, so what should Felicity's kid do? I mean, these kids could do something for the public, to help the public in some way with this kind of deal. But I'm not. But also, they could do something private too, work within themselves. So, what should, let's say, Felicity's kid do with this lesson?
She should go on to college and graduate college and find her strength. But for now, nobody should be doing anything about it. For now, laying low is the best thing to do. Nobody does or says anything about it. We don't discuss it. We don't. So any lessons right now are internal, personal lessons.
Right. They have to understand that flaws and failures can be stepping stones to success.
Absolutely.
And nothing to be ashamed of. They're so powerful. They're teachable moments. So what's the best thing that these kids could do in the long-term future?
Well,
outside of working on themselves, once they got that all done.
Disconnecting from an overbearing parent as best they can. Go away to college, get your own life, doing your own things, create your own identity that's not tied up in this and with the parents. It's very there's a lot of control here as well, a lot of control issues. So getting out from that control is definitely one of the biggest things.
Wow, now Felicity really is a desperate housewife, huh? God, desperate to stay out of prison.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so but is there anything these kids can do, maybe decades down the line, I don't know, to help others in a similar situation? I mean, I don't know, to help.
Absolutely, but Erik says they won't. They could, but he says they won't. They won't.
Okay, but what should they do, Erik?
Well,
write a book, go on tour, motivational reasons, I don't know.
Yes, but they won't. He says what they're going to do is they're going to move forward from this and never look back on it.
Oh, what a wasted opportunity.
But he says that is their path. That is what they're going to choose to do.
Okay.
And somebody else might look at this and say, I'm going to go and I'm going to tell my story to high school kids about this and that you can do whatever.
Yeah.
This is not the case in these situations.
Yeah, that'd be great. There's somebody out there whose parents
Yep.
probably did this that
Yep.
could go on, to high school. What's that? And don't let your parents do this. Have
Yes.
faith in yourself.
In these
Even if they don't.
situations,
Yeah.
in these two situations that we're talking about, these people are looking to move past this,
Okay.
close the door on it, and be done with it.
I don't blame them. Anything else, Eric, before we close?
Nope, just that he says, I love you.
I love you too. We're going to go camping one last weekend before we go to Norway. I hope you're going to go camping with us and to Norway with us.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it.
We're going to take an 18-month-old with us.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I can't imagine. We took 5 kids to Norway, and always one of them was a newborn, I swear.
Oh.
So that was fun.
Yes.
All right, you guys can get in touch with Jennifer. You guys need to book a session before she gets totally booked up for decades, okay? Seriously. Psychic medium, jenniferdoran.com. Love you, Jennifer.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.